I am a huge proponent of player mobility. I support all players with mobility. But yet you and Dirk were together 21 years. It's the greatest, longest relationship for any player and a team.
Right.
Could I make the argument that player mobility, which there's less of in the NFL, is not always a good thing for your sport?
It's great for the summertime ratings. It's more difficult during the season. There's no question about it because, continuity, corporate knowledge is always a good thing for a team. So there's definitely challenges there, and it creates a lot of agita as well. When you have a great player, every team stresses about, and fan base stresses about, will you lose them? And so, the minute you find out somebody's great, you start working really hard to make them successful.
Do you use Dirk's career at all as a template for Luka? What did you learn to do and maybe not to do?
I learned a lot more what not to do, and some things to do. I mean, one of the most important things is I don't think I fully appreciated Dirk while he was playing, because it was all new to me and I was getting into the whole, experience of having a team and enjoying it. And,
right.
It was 20 years ago. And so I don't think I fully register on me just on the excellence I was seeing in front of my eyes for so many years. And I won't make that same mistake with Luka. And in terms of, keeping Luka for the next 21 or actually 25 years, with the way medicine and science is going, you start building those types of relationships now, because this is a relationship business. And, I have to understand the goals of every player, and some I can help come true and some I can't, but, the underpinning is winning. It's really hard to leave a team that is doing really well and winning.
From the outside, Mark, they look like different people. Luka's a little feistier. Luka was greater younger. Luka has perhaps more domestic star appeal. That's what it looks like to me. He's a little more mature early. That's what I see. Is that harder to manage, do you think?
No, it's different simply because, even when I got to the Mavs and Dirk had been a year and a half in Dallas by then, there were still language challenges for Dirk. German was his first, second, and third language, and he had to learn English. He knew some from school, but he wasn't comfortable with it. He wasn't comfortable expressing himself. And because of that, I think he held back. Whereas Luka is completely confident. He speaks multiple languages like it's nothing. That allows him to be much more confident than Dirk was. And then just generally, while they both have that same burning desire to be the best, I think Luka and Dirk are similar in that where there's kids, hospitals, people in need, they both are there, right? There's no question. You don't have to ask them. You don't have to force them. They voluntarily want to help. That's a strong similarity. But I do think Luka's just a little bit more outgoing at the same age, and maybe a lot of that has to do with social media. Who knows what Dirk would have been like if he had 10 million Instagram followers, or, Dirk dancing and was on TikTok. It could be a whole different ballgame, but social media definitely has an impact. Because remember, Luka was a star in Europe and he had a big following there. And so that made a big difference as well.
European players and domestic players, from a skill level, I think players tend to be a little more ahead of domestic players from a skill level. They go into those academies. I do think sometimes American players have more of a pit bull quality. They're feistier. They've had to fight their way up. This country's highly competitive with sports. Mm-hmm. Through the years, you've had hits and misses with both. Right. Compare for our audience the domestic and the international player.
I think, international, because of the academies, they start young, right? And they teach you how to play basketball a certain way, because that everybody, if you show talent and size and, whatever, you're going to be geared towards a team or an academy that wants to develop you for their system. And so they teach you their system early. Whereas to your point, in America, it's very Darwinian. You're coming up through AAU and you're trying to, get seen, and you're trying to get to, a college, or now maybe the G League select team. And so you really have got to fight and claw on your own. And, you don't typically have a full team behind you. It may just be a parent that is your driving force, or somebody in the neighborhood that's supportive of you, or the Boys and Girls Club, whatever it may be. But it's on the individual to really establish themselves and move up the ladder. And that's completely different.